CareFinder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.
APS Gambia lemu APS Katung APS is 100% Gambian.
Bari nyati mwete kufuri mbala kentala di ke nyati mbondari taba futu wola at least ya fonte ko APS min kullo balbiji imo fon fonya fon ka fonyo ko ibina do ibodo ko APS jam fane mo fana fonya nyati mbo yo min fo enda sija ndanga moyro ko APS wallet isa ko do kino min tata fa wuli muan ime charge fenna wala enta sindi ja
ako nyati mbo nko ko kabo transuto kata wala fo wuli muan ite fenne dola womu zero file bitun kabo wo 20,000 la ka sele sal eke charge mun fa abuka fensi 1% na malam mati
wota yara gamen no be nyanta wala kana APS wala tele mobile ko ka ko do ki ibadi ngol
ya jele ni APS kabrin nan credit ko to bari min kum mayata be wala fa mo kas pawat ni suto be during suto be dibiding abe tema biti kol sonda ila APS mobile lo sika ni asika to ya safe da men ko fen ko atondi nawek ha ni oto je nyamen do tachi ama ni ama do abanta ila kas power isa hawasima ajibe free joriti je
oto mbade ngameno albe sito ulle fisiyata alnaleta APS wallet yela la mobile ko APS wallet nyaata doro barin ko do nim fata do so kon to
dañu be fo no le mol ñala jam nim fata do so kon ba fo le
basi ti jembita to register jede kadu sa APS 100% namuti
APS 100%
APS
Gambia 100%.
Looking for the perfect home away from home in the Gambia? Welcome to BC's Residence, your ideal short-stay apartment in the heart of Bundung. Whether you're visiting for business, pleasure, or an extended stay, BC's Residence offers you the comfort, convenience, and privacy you deserve. Enjoy spacious, well-appointed accommodations in a peaceful neighborhood just behind Nusrat High School. Our residence combines modern amenities with authentic Gambian hospitality, ensuring your stay is both comfortable and memorable. At BC's Residence, you are not just booking a room, you're finding your perfect base to explore all that the Gambia has to offer. Ready to book your stay? Contact us today. +220 941414 BC's Residence at gmail.com. BC's Residence, Bundung, behind Nusrat High School. Your comfort is our priority.
assalamu alaikum baɗigolu ngali konton ngali bisimilla moɓe tentu nge jay fen frendi yalon ko iɓe ker fatu juɓe kan ñin tembenna ngal bisimilla nga moɓe tentu bake nge jay allah di grand bantaba programme ole mi yalon ko akanali arjuma o arjuma ninñi wato sita drom mba fala moɓe ya barka bake gambia fo gambia e bantala min yalon ko ikela wato ta kanyim programme o juɓe mbe tentula mbe jayla mais mo fana tentula bake mbe jala men yalon ko wolle ka style ki na facebook oto jang mba fala fana al tenten ka style ki aka tinale fan na doko ka sona yambulu ani doko men yalon ko wolle be mbulu jang ni ngatra e ka programme o jube youtube le isra na youtube channel oto yes subscribe je subscription is free of charge ite kanina fenna ko dolbe je men yalon ko nke fintindi na youtube channel oto wolbe je mbuke fintindi facebook oto jang oto mba fala mo be don yeta na youtube channel oto ye subscribe je alla di grand bantaba programme le mi yalon ko a kanali arjuma ninni wato sita drong ker fatu jang bunda fula mi yalon ko wolle nyim programme sembentu yandi ka fasa wole mo APS anin ker findati APS itol keta bundalti bunda mi yalon ko kodikiyo anin ka kodota e kam mamma wole fannala gambia banko kanjang ninga tara ibe gambe bantala ise kodo kino ibadi ngole andum fang isata ate wati kono mi yalon ko abe tariala bake ito kolea ku sotla je andum fang ila ko lanno warta siko sikati je ibe bankon tonkon nano betole inin kukuto natale dami yalon ko ya kere bunya kadi ila kiliano la memola costamalti wole mu e kamen kumandi rifa an ni nata kodi kiola ila dimbal men be gambia banko kanya ni be gambia bantala ni ka kodo kiye e ka kodo receive through ila APS wallet ni walleto mo fenati mi yalon ko aka ku jamale ke ise kodo nan kamo kino fam mi yalon ko minimum ise men sen no fam wala $3,000 sisti niya sen ibe chance lale pour ka $1,500 ka gagner bari kodo nyimbe kila through APS wallet la bari walleto nyim fana manda woto aka ku jamale ke adaba kono se sito fo suto dutala ila cash power bank isla APS wallet apo use nole iye cash power sanje ite charge la hani fon dina free of charge la bari imanda wo fanana ise credit ko fanan sanno ni be deto kono ise credit ko sanno using this APS wallet app nim apo anatala pour ka mobe dahandi gambia banko kanja alsa store no sotono play store ani google store nalta reji don albata rejela adabe bundal kono bunda mi alon ko yenyum programme sembentu yandi ka fasa wole mu kir findati nanata korda lo anin korda wafola gambia banko kanjang nyontangol le muti sika mantere la koro nyo saba mantara ila koro nanata korda wafola ni ngatra ken sangole be bulu ilafta kalo ate watila wato mialon ko ete fombe la fila wala duro ni fratema e be la korda lole ate wicho kono mialon ko waranto wato kono mialon ko ete fon lafta wala bari imanda woto fanan korda lodi bandingol fanan e kol fanan wafile gambia banko kanjang ila bundal be banko tonkon nano bela karo bela itata dawda ibe ker finder tarra jele ni tentu bake ngi jayi tumala menna ye bulodum ni programme ko alla di grand bantaba programme le mialon ko akananan ga kujama le kacaje mo jamal be je men yalon ko nga alfal sotole ni kaca membe den di banko la politiko la ani ku kotangol men yalon ko ibe kering banko kan nke be kaca ni programme konole alfa jamalu e kasi men yalon ko fan ibu kala fi toyefo e kasi kanyim programme ka jube ka noma membe den din programme la lannola anim programme la kumaya mba fele be ya baraka baba bake MC bismillah welcome to the grand bantaba again dalanala again
jërëjëf Sidi foog naa ne am na 4 weeks ñëwuma grand bantaba di la welcome bu baax si liggéey boo xam ne yaa ngi koo def wax dëgg yàlla boo toogee si tuuga ba léegi gis neen change su bëri mu ngi am si sa liggéey sa tey sa dal ñu ngi la welcome peut être pour liggéey ak yow tam tey dinaa kontaan trop tey maa ngi toogaa suma ay collègues yoo xam ne mën naa ñoom toog neen ay yoon di waxtaan si biir réew mi ku mel ni Essa Damfa moom du gan si man maanaam moom du tey yaaga nañ tampongante bu baax a baax si media jamono boobu sax du jamono léegi moo tax dama ko def always ne NPP tam dañoo di bàyyi xel Essa bu baax parce que Essa bu métier bu ñëpp ragal a wax Essa moo doon gën a di wax time bu baro movement la woon sax time bu parti amaagut wax dëgg yàlla fu mu nekkoon ba léegi mu ko fa téye mu sa dellu gannaaw si liggéey bi maa ngi ko gërëm bu baax tam suma boro tam moom tam foog naa bi mooy first time ñu toog si benn plateforme maa ngi seetaan programme am bi ak noonu nee fii tam mu ngi am top point mu ngi ko wax tam lu am solo moom tam ñu ngi ko welcome bu baax si Grand Bantaba lii moom waxtaan la rek lu yóbbu réew mi si kanam la suma oncle tam Bojang Ba moom tam maa ngi koo jaale tam suñu waajur bu génn àdduna tam defoon naa ko si audio bi si forum bi sax di ko jaale si yaayam mu génn àdduna muy suñu waajur yal na ko yàlla yërëm te xare ko àjjana jiyee ko baakaram yëpp te yéexeenu Mr Niang Ibrahima Niang moom tam suma waay la du tey bokkoon nañ parti ñuy ànd si yu bëri di waxtaan si yu bëri maanaam moom suñu diggante lu yàgg la daanaka man këram sax suma kër la woon ko foofu laa dee añee yaayam système xarit yëpp suma xarit leen ba tey système sax daf ma dee call sometime ma ne ko ana ceeb bi bu ko su ma lekkee ceeb seen kër laa ko di lekka so moom tam maa ngi ko gërëm bu baax tam taxawaay bu mu jël tam nit ki si loo nekk da nga ko war a gëm pare tam gis naa ne gëm na ko pare tam mu ngi koo def tam mu ngi ko jëfee tam so ñu ngi ko welcome tam si Grand Bantaba si famille bi ko lii famille la kër Fatou moom kër la because tey am day wane plateforme bi fii ngay ñëw ñu jox la nga ndéewoo ñu jox la nga añ ñu jox la ndox nga naan ñu jox la café nga naan so kon lii moom famille la kon ñu ngi ko gërëm bu baax tam suñu gan bi moom boobu moom yaa ko welcome bii du first time ma toogaa moom toogoon naa moom Grand Bantaba fii naka si beneen télé boobu tam ñu waxtaan tam lu yaatu parce que dafa amul bàyyi nu fa dem bi si beneen télé tam loolu yëpp mun laa wane mu nga jox time am si réew mi because programme bi jeexagul sax mu nga doon beneen programme pour waxtaan ak Gambien si tam kon loolu tam ñu ngi ko gërëm bu baax di nuyu diaspora bi tam ñu nekk si réew mi ak si diaspora bi di la wan ne tam su ma ñàkk a ñëw dara taxutoon because tam doon jox chance rek pour neene ak yow because neene moo nekkoon di host programme bi yow tam yaa ngi ñëw tam fu mu jaar tam nee na mun laa gaay tam ne mun a continuer programme bi moo tax ma joxoon ko 4 weeks ma absent ñëw ma woon si programme bi du dara Grand Bantaba moom suñ xeraat la ñu ñëpp so kon fii suñ kër la kon ni ngeen nuyu ñëpp le wane asalaamaaleykum.
Thank you so much, Mr. Damfa. Geji ya koreke.
Ya baraka bake CD coming na kaf ñu afanya MC Cham. Ngabaram fanam bilam na sinya follow to sharing platform with you. But really ñi manke na sinya follow to jang. Bari mbeten to lambe jey lambe bismillah fanam banku do ko la. Mandia there's a lot of challenges ahead but butung banku do ko lambe samu to nyama dron. Be nimul denta platform wala bi be tent la be jay la starting from MC Cham ko kolari gana la di fe lolou du olof li la nak ma jangal olof no really it has been very cordial relations between us not today more than 8 to 9 years I can say atani duru jani mo ko tawol mi alon ko to la start no la ay dami muta ay wala muta for bi MCA ay cloud minister de political ko na do kule because amanke no spokesperson di ndamanke spokesperson but a spokesperson will buka finti buka hang so atele Christmas to ka finti to defend his party at that level so I cloud minister to be amanke ko mole ya dia ay do kule so politics is eye service ila performance wala ke wa so Martin Tulamba Jayla, we share the same platform. Mr. Mane, I've been enjoying your program. I think your previous one, you are very good. Galon ndima sirifo bayo ay karane barandel be block ko indila. Bojang be sa ko kontonante man sa woni moy mba moy kanate. Barmbe douala sabante frien alpha alma lakra diala alma duna malaka hinante bulu. Kekende bala mola mi alon ko ka mol karandi bake protocol kon ala opinion is very straightforward nyami aka fola nyam so Martin Lamba Jela Mr. Yang I think this is the first time sharing platform with you too but really been following you in other platforms and then you're really doing good as MT has alluded to Martin Lamba Jela keep it up this is a national crusade so be mo be tan lambe jela mi mo be gibero la bring jam fo bantala ba fa la assalamu alaikum da lu ndaw ita panglo bo jela ba man ko tabajo mo warta bari ndimo dal so thank you so much
Mr. Mane bismillah
barka bake sidi pour bi fanan yan soto jam bari fanan mol min yalon ko nibe platform to jam fanan min kete e shati damfa doctor aning Mr. Gavon Nyang so ñulu mo len min ya lon ko ni les yo jaay kontani pake andum jikitan na kacha bimu banku do ku quality so be jikri ni dun ta ko no kacha be senal andum abe diala fana bari comme ya fo nyamin do be just fana mba welcome la bari te fana ngalo ngodo ko belari telekan abol ka bak.
Thank you so much, Dr. Boja.
Yes, thank you. Allah baka baka no. Akira kontaan noti. Mben na koto chelbe kontaan na jangi no. They've been doing a lot of work ntol ngi taga kono le. And we are grateful. Ngi taga kono. They are open and ibukaje nyato fang and so on. MC very open, very good person. And of course, but Esa fana multi me along, koto kelem, not only koto ke because of political kono, fana is called included isla. So obviously nakewalem. And they all have been doing great. They are really serving this country. Mulka jutule. Comme alaya fonyamen, human being soul buka fenke bake, buka grateful bake. But these contributions are great, and they have never been relenting. And Wakante inspire because ni Esaka Bendula Jamalto, MC and many other people, and you can see the rigor that they put in whatever that they are doing. Ni malo imalom, but it's great. And of course, Mane, the rising star of the Grand Bantaba. Great job. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah.
There is hope. There are a lot of people. More come to Lejang, but believe it or not, niata lungo do lekana. People are good. People are really good. And of course, Mr. Nyang, Fanamu Jatadolti, you're doing great and your analysis are top notch. You contributing to what will make this country good and great, and we appreciate that. And wishing you all the best, and every one of us in our endeavors to salvage this country in any way that we think is the best. Time of Anatala to great, and of course, show appreciation to all those that have prayed for us as a family, prayed for my mom, and we are grateful. We've seen the comments. We cannot reply all. We cannot pick all the calls. But we are grateful, and mbe duala mbe kondela fanka duwa nyini mel tata be alama alay ariano dilela mel fana bijantol alama alay ke ngafa ala silo kan ngafa laila kumu to o kono I have and my family really appreciate the support, the prayers, the positive comments. And I'm happy. I think that's where I can end.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nyang. Dalal wat.
Yes, jërëjëf Sidi, di la nuyu di la sant di la gërëm bu baax a baax, di la encourage to keep up the good work. Comme nu ko gaay waxee rek, liggéey bi gëm nañ ne kanam lam nekk di dem waaye nekku di dem gannaaw. So baax na trop because lu ma lay wax rek la fu mu jaar ñu waxtaanee réew mi. Suñu waxtaanee réew mi rek teg naa ne lu bari dina gën a leer. Especially si askan bu nga xam ne tamit ñoom ñoo war a dem elect ay njiit kon keep up the good job di starté nuyu bi suma broda MC Cham comme nu mu ko waxee rek la ñun ñaar jaar nañ fu sori indi GDC def nañ lu bëree bëri nu mu ko waxee rek suma këram la woon moom tamit këram suma kër la woon so yàlla mooy dogal rek tey mu am feneen fu mu ne mu bàyyi ma tamit fu ma ne waaye gëm nañ ne gis-gis bi yëpp benn la towards the development of this country. Kon nag di ko sant di ko gërëm trop di jaar rek fu mu jaar ci man rek ne tamit we are all young people country kon nag to make sure that we will always to represent the interest of the country so te si loolu la musa nekk ba tey tamit foofu la teg tànkam so di ko encourage rek amul dellu gannaaw niñ gën a pousse Damfa moom comme nu mu ko waxee rek yàlla def na nag télé musa share plateforme waaye moom tamit dama ko dee gis in different platforms moom tamit am nga rek muy pousse nekk si lu mu bugga ba pare gëm ko tamit pare gëm ne tamit si lu mu nekk tamit moom la yaakaar so nit ku mel noonu tamit comme nuñ ko waxee rek nit da nga am taxawaay nag soo ko amee si dara rek daf laa jaral lu ne pour nga pousse ko kon nag moom tamit the same thing rek ñu ngi ko ñaanal yoon bi rek na gën a yomba incha allah moo xam lu mu bugga ak for this country yan na nekk lu gën si ñun ñëpp rek suñ jógee foofu di nuyu suma broda Mane he is doing very well indeed and loolu moom lu ñoo wax rek mooy keep it up te gëm nañ ne tamit every political party tamit need na more people ñu nga xam ne tamit dinañ génn di wasi turi parti bi because loolu tamit lu ma wane rek mooy parti bi am na more people yu nga xam ne tamit ëllëg war nañoo mun a taxaw tamit to guide ba pare mun nañoo taxaw tamit to take the leadership of the party te moom wan la bu nga xam ne tamit waxam dal na kàddoom tamit nu mu ko génne tamit nekk na kàddu yu dal kàddu yu oyof kàddu yu am respect tamit te loolu lañ soxla tamit spécialiste yi ñun nga xam ne ñi ngay wax so suma broda moom dajee nañ si télé Africa Techno be soona on the programme so moom tamit di ko nuyu bu baax a baax comme lu ma dee wax rek ku nit li déglu la ku am xelaat la tamit toward this country ak issues so moom tamit di ko keep up the good job si kaw loolu tamit di ko jaale waaw because déj bi moom teg naa ni déj ñëpp la woon kon nag maire bi fu mu jëm yan na ko génnal fu mu jógee yan na saraxam yaaga suñ loxo suñ guest bi moom tamit di ko nuyu di ko sant di ko gërëm kon ma delloo kaddu gi yëpp si Sidi thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nyang. Mbeduna programme kono wole fe straight away kalkalamte drong me na bayo kara wole mo kan fatiti karalo na natala Gambia banko kanjang abulo koitale lew si kawo sika mantarala koro e be damen drong wole mo wulin kama gara so be damen nalbe kumandi la telephone oto alsi kumandi 5234379 5234379 waranto 2271916 2271916 wole mo kan fati ala nombati atel na bayo kara mba fanan tentula bake mba jaila nin nata drong nka luntang soto jang mea lonko naka bankola kuolu kacha aning bunda mea lonko amari fanambe loring wolto waranto abole represent kan nal hakilo ba kan akamunta lokun tambilala bunda mea lonko ika for Center for Policy Research and Strategic Studies memo CepRass yirkar bunda lemo ye yirkaroke ye banko tonkon nano be yayle ka banko dingol la lodula ka jube membe dending carte fayo mi alon ko wole nyantana la Gambia banko kanjang nyin sango mi alon ko mbolo kono December karo kono ye banko dingol la lodula nyinin kale banko dingolu idiya mutale mol men ya lon ko ye wole nyinin katara kanya mo wili kilin keme fula tan nani anil lulu ye wole nyinin ka Gambia banko kanjang ila lodula be damen membe dending carte fayo la akamunta akwo chocho warta bake kabirin ye lankena maroke ila kisikisirol men ya lon ko ye wala kono adabe ila findings kono wala mu akamunta nyininka roke molla men ya lon ko yo le nyininka akamunta likely ibe carte o fayla jumale adaba kono mo jamali yela la foytandi ibe carte o fayla jumale likely wala mu akamunta ila jikobe tembeda jumalto ka carte o fay nyim banko kanjang wonata sabu president Adama Barrow ate to nata finti santo wala fannala bara daba kono fanan ila kisikisro mi alon ko yewleke ye banko dingol nyininka ninga tara president ni mo kotel lota albe carte o fayla jumale banko dingol fanan idiamuta wo fannala ye munefo mbol be senandi la janne bari manda woto fanan akamunta fenjama anim fenjamal be ge men yalon ko yiri karo memu sauver nyenti aya itandi waya kamala nata mosoto mi alon ko abota nyim bundato atele mula lead researchati ninko mu nyaton ko le mati kisikisiro la fannala nanata nyim bundar memu CepRass bi na luntan momenti di Grand Bantaba programme oto wole mu Dr. Amidou Jawara atele mu na luntan oto bi nabe kuol kacala men ya lon ko wolle keta Gambia banko kam jang membe dending ila yiri karo me alon ko yole ke banko tonkon nano bela nte fen feren dinkela foka Dr. Jawara dundi ani jama nyo konton no bota je drong ngadum programme kono nganyinin karo ke kul men ya lon ko ngole sota jang Dr. Jawara bismillah.
Yeah, baraka bake Sidi be konton na ani la kafunyomo mo yalon ko atole kanyum programme ke mbela viewasol fanan konton na men be Gambia ani Gambia la bantala ya mbal falale ko fanan albe kataku balla nanata banko tanya aning kajube makoro o molla mirol mumunati nanata banko tamanyala nyala karola aning politician ol mi alon ko tolle be nyo sabola puruka banko la nyato banko la tamanya ka nyaton kaya anni wol fanan ka kacha alkela mira rolta kol kono omu kolete mu yalon ko akumma yata nanata banko la tamanya surtout démocratie la karola so mbalbe nimbara la wala toldung mo research solati you know at CepRass yeah amansia nkata nyi platform sifal kono but you know ninna do ko ya nyininka fok you know ngake atol mi alon ko you know albejan toujours ngamira tol lebe kataku bal fon keka dina tolti bake bari mbal be nimbara la kabo you know MC Cham, Mr. Damfa, Mr. Mane, you know Dr. Bojang and also Mr. Nyang many alon ko be fang introduce jang mba falali ko albe nimbara you know alla introduction will be betti hata kameji tandi donon wala nyinti ko nanatwa banko tamanyala miro le ka fata bar ngamira molbe hamomo kilinati wala mkaje ko Gambia at the end of the day amu bankol di banko mi alon ko ay nyato sa soto mol fana membe wo banko kan you know ye nyato sa soto ye yuruwa soto ye kontano soto aning you know membe wo normal nin ko membe wo nyama buko nyin ko ndol bele dentala so mbal ni mbara la wo kan fana.
Thank you so much. Be dunna programme ko no wala fe straight away be nyinin karol soto lale ninteni pareta drong di panelists it will fana bela ila opinion waranto ila reaction o ibadi lale regarding the finding of the survey it will fana bela reaction o itandila ni nyinin karo fana soto janni ni wato in solar drong they will ask you some questions ninga tara nyinin karo dol be buru but first be dunna kacha ko no wala fe mbadet la dame wala mu CepRass la survey finditale sign and there were a lot of talks kabirin survey waranto yirikaro nying fintita afo molie what are the procedures me alonko aliyo leta membe dendi nying survey
yeah baraka bake CD comme ya fo nyame nte bota dolal to ka fo me CepRass and CepRass mo yirikari bundalti nka yirikaro kele nka kanandiro fananke nka kudo fananke mem nka fa consultancy wolem you know ning bundal kadu ko ke miyalon ko you know maybe kulebe bulu miyalon ko ilafta kamol kachandi wo kola andung you know kom kan dolbe wo do ko like ayitandi nan ni kadu ko ke nka wol fanan kele so nying opinion pulo mu yalon ko nga wolle la result sol funtende ni lon kun tambila wo fanan ben na do ko le kono nka menke so nyatare ka CepRass follow iba jelal ko nyi manke signa foloti be nying yiri karo sifal kela nga kele nung 2021 2023 electoral cycle you know ngayir karo kenung janning presidential election obina janning national assembly election obina anin janning local government election of binala and ngayir karol yemen yitandi danaka you know electional la outcome ol fanan ni ko keme men tata for you know 90 or 90% so to speak nga men for inata ke wal nyam yeah so walatina you know continueta ka nyindo ko tenteng andung nimmen ka o men ka mol ma ko inata nyindo ko la karola walem organization oti ka formé ko National Endowment for Democracy so nyimu bundalti mu yalon ko be America banko kan itolka organizational support min yalon ko ibe yirikaro ke kan o anyong fosomol dunia you know dula to make sure you know nanata democracy la kola ibe bankol men kono ka o semmentu ya yeah so nanata nying yirikaro nka ke ñamin you know anin comme lonnal men ka yiri karo ke ye landiro men ke nanata sauver la karola ndol fanan ka bula won landirol le noma so sauver momenti wala e kam molle ñininka and then wo ñininkaro la objective wala ñinti ko ka information o soto wol bulu nanata you know ko lam yalon ko be interesting ala misali you know I mean mola miraro be nyaadi le nanata democracy la ko la Gambia jang so ni lafto o kibaro soto la foye mol ñininka so ñing sobe dum ntol lafta no menna walam ka information o soto mol bulu nanata ela miro la karola ñing election o ben membena fanna jamal min kum mayate kono walam democracy governance walam banko tamanya aning election o la kol belade nyaadi la so nibe o kela you know ikam mol le target ya famala andun tol you know ngamel target na ñing sobe ñing kono wala mol mi alon ko jikobe la karola ko be carte fayla le in the 2026 election so ne ñin karo ke wo mol ji mallati abayitani la ko I mean wo mol isiatal right carte obe membulu Gambia I mean based on the last electoral cycle asiata mo wuli kemeseyotil so wo mo wuli kemeseyol ntebe ñinin kanola you know nin lafta wakela al depaso you know abe kole ala bak so nkamenke wolem you know kamo dantan tombong wol kono nge ñinin ka so nka ke ñaming fanan comme nga fo ñaming aning scientific procedures ya landi ñaming akata wol ñam right so first nka mol group le based on ila sabati dulal local government areas then you know from local government areas nge group into another group ka fo me ko enumeration areas right well come group you know to put locations together mi alon ko man jam fanyol so ning abota wala nkana sinkuro le tombong mi alon ko ni lafta kachala so nin tata wo sinkuro tiol fanan ya nkamenke wala nke nyinin kale mo jumal le balla sinkuro kono mi alon ko ila sanjobe 17 years and above so the reason why nga 17 years tombong this time is because nga expect la ko men yalon ko like last year ebe 17 likely by December ebe tarla 18 so they should be eligible to vote right so ngenyi nka wala wol kono men yalon ko they are present nka foyelo ko e toldina nga bula you know system o kono so system o wala kana mo clean tombong wo mol kono so ni wo mole kana ni wo mole kana kacha so in total comme ya fo nyaming 1245 citizens across the length and breadth of the country nga wolle nyininka and after covering information also rebulu nata ka analyze walem ka jube you know kemo kono you know nge nyininka menna mo hapu juma le jabiro ke wo nyininka rola ani wo jabiro tata nyadi so na reportol ka wolle fintindi
so the findings fana yaitandiko President Adama Barrow against another candidate survey ya lankenamako abe loose lale mulbe nyininka roke kane they are confused right now who is this another candidate
yeah so no survey nyinkonon kan nyininkar jamaleke right so when it comes to what particular nyininkaro actually you know nanata mola intentional pour ka carte o fay we have two questions na sobe nyin kono nga question fula lef soto je question follow we mol nyin kale comme nin carte fayo mu samati ite be carte o fayla jumale right wo question follow ye nyin kale president o aning mo koten all right ni lota so wo mo koten means anybody Muyalonko, that person thinks, Amari is a potential candidate, for the 2026 election, right? That's what it means, okay? So we'll build a group ring, one more kotengo, kono, right? So nata yitandi ko, men siata, nga mol men yininka, yenyine foko, nim president nim mo koten lota, ni be carte o fayla, ibe carte o dila wo mo kotengol so nate nyini ka fanan juma lem wo mo kotengoti mu yalon ko alkal bala carte dila wol wolem na second question ot yeah fam so wo give them woka respondent aka opportunity dila pour ya yitandi mola ye juma le min bay wo mo koteng yeah so neo jube the response ibajila ko organize according to the parties, right? For Natara, somebody mentioned Muyalonko, the person is not associated with a party, right? In that case, Amari to whatever tarlaji, right? But near is also Jube. I mean, woman siya danaka because woman tara is also Ninkon. So many beje walam ye molme mention Muyalonko ebe political party to, yeah. So near o Jube ba tarlaji, ko come. Kemo keme men siata wolko wo mo katengo nanim president o lota iba file meye wo mu UDP lat so dol nata party kotengol fanam mention like UMC PDOIS APRC no to alliance and so on
okay woto senatale fanang ngajele molbe CepRass criticize kanne ko for using only 1,245 people, Molbal Jalaika Walale, near Banko Karobe Jube. Why 1,245 is so important in Hapo? Muna kumayan.
Yeah, so nana opinion pour la Carola, comme ngamen for from the beginning, na kumo ba start la wato minna. Walem nibe sobe kela kufula walem or saba wale beje mi alon ko kumayata. The first thing is to be very clear, ka seniandi ika mo juma le target. What is your target population? All right. So comme nga fo nyamin do la target population walem mol mi alon ko be jikiring ko e be quartier o faylale 2026. So isina fa woni ninka wo mo nango mo mu jellati. Right, so mo nanga mo ni ajube based on mi alonko ye carte fay kaito ta last election, right? Wo siata mo wuli kemese yote. Okay, so ngana mfango nyininka funse wo mo wuli kemese be interview no la bang. Obviously, the answer to that is nta keno la, right? So ninta keno la mune se keno. Right, mense keno walem ka jube mo nangam jelu ise wole nyinin kano mi alonko ila opinion o aning the opinion of the 800 and something thousand ebe men target ka anabe clear ya fam so ike fa nyinin ka wala right so some calculation on lekake irikaro eka wala ke yena determine munem was sized, right? So kabringa woke wala yitandi mola ko ning lafta nim mole kacha andung wo mol lafta ila opinion o aning the opinion of the people that we are targeting ikana fata abekela mo wule kilin nim fenneti. All right? Then after ene fa nyininka as a researcher is it possible purite ya nying soto 100%, right? Wo fanana jabiro momenti walem abe kolyalale, right? So ikafu ko in technical terms sampling error. Kon nube mol tombona as a possible no, yes some mistake olke.
error.
Exactly, some error okay. So silang itele be fan nyinin kala you know lafta wo error la hapo ke jelleti. Right? You know, eka jubero fanan kele men yalon ko eka nyindo ku sifal ke. Wo error ye jelle tanung. Ye fan sonung jelle la. Right? So ni ajube, I mean men ka nyiri kal façon okay. Mostly ekata menna wolem you know ka 3% you know error allow. Right? So ndolka fo wole ko technically margin of error. Right? So you allow for 3% margin of error. So where wakame yitandi walam you know niye yiri karo ye men yitandi la. Right? Ase keno aye tambi ibe men fango noma by 3% or aye desa ibe men fango noma by 3%. Ya fam. So ni lafta odun allow la you know waka yitandi la ko inyanta hapo mentala wa population okon a hapo nyanta siala le demande. Right? To allow for the possibility of doing mistakes in your sampling. Yeah, fam. So at the end of the day, kabiringa jubere ko wol bela, ay meyitandina wolem nyinti ko ning mo wule killing, mo kemefula, mo tannani nin lulu, you know, ni wose diamonole, andung, you know, men sotola wala mirror karola, jiko bije ko warning you know, the population of Menyalon Komba target la, ite fatala back. So walatina, you know, nata wo, that is how we arrive at that number.
Okay.
Right? So nata jubele fanang ko, you know, because, you know, it's statistics. Ya family. You know, niye nyinke, is it tano le kotenke, ya jube foye menke, it's in line with what you expected to have. Right? So we took some basic indicators, you know, of the respondents. Okay? Respondent walem ni men kachata. Right? You know, ila some characteristics. Malombe ofole no ninko do nyadi. Ngawole jube like the proportion of female respondents nga men soto. Right? Warning the proportion of female respondents from the population benyadile. Okay? So if you look at it from the census data, it's telling us that we have 51% female, okay? And then, you know, 49% male. Right? When Gambia Banko Kang, Musul, niye kemota, Musole batarla, tallulu nin killing mu musolati right ni kemo kemeta tannani nin kononto wamu kewolati so ndol fanana sobe ye men yitandi wala nim men kachata kemo keme tallulu nin nani wal mu musolati annu tannani nin woro mu kewolati right so remember nga fo ko ngam kam mistake o men ala walem plus minus 3%. Yeah, fam. So near 54% ota, ye 3% bondije. Eka men soto, walem jelenti 51%. Right? So what 51% is what the census data is telling us is the proportion of females in our population. Okay? So which means, nga men soto, it's in line with, you know, the census data. So that's a hint that maybe nga menke, you know, it's not very far from, you know, what is expected.
Okay.
Yeah. So ikela sample la validity jube wale nyama.
Okay. Ngajela fanang alla findings aitan dila ko men siata tallulti kemo kono men siata tallulti funding ke wala karola ya aitan dile ko molle multi men yalon ko ayta ebe karto file oppositional lay anin fan katafo musolu. How were you able to determine this?
Because no determine no nyame walem na nyirin karol kono nka mol nyirin kare ila sanjol be nyadile ya fam eka wo fonye so ning nga yiri karo ke fa operator right nga mol nyirin ka ning election obe kela so mal ba fayla jumale ya wo fonye so nkana menke nka jubele men yalon ko ye jabiro ke wa questionol la mo nangam jelu wollem funding ka wolte ya fama so we men yitandi wolem men yalon ko ba fayla mo kote nye men manke president wati ni ajube men siate kono emu funding ka wolte nanata ila sanjo la karola so nkawo determine wo nyamata right so isa determine no ko fanan wo respond me yalon ko ya soto mo jelle bije mo yalon ko imu musolati o mo jelle bije mo yalon ko mu kewolati mo jelle bije mo yalon ko ila karango be tembe ibe tembe jumale like whether it's primary education or or secondary or university education or sort and so on andung ebe sabaterin dula jumal leto so nga jubero ke wol belal
according to the survey ninga tara coalition oketa abebaro on seat non laba
so survey e men yutandi particularly wo question o mi alon ko yani ninka right near president o ning another candidate londe mole même for walem okay o near o response jube men siata responding kono kemo keme tan nani nin kononto ko iba fayla mo kotenne kemo keme tan sabani nani wolle ko iba fayla president wole ya fam so wo mo kotengo ninga wota comme wolem opposition ot so waka men yitandi wolem mole men yitandi wolem nyinti ko nim president nin opposition omo assuming oppositional be mo kilinete right it will ba fayla oppositional wala siata men ko iba fayla iba karto di la president wala but ni data the next question right me nyinin karo ke ko wo opposition o mi alon ko o wo mo ko tengo mi alon ko alba fayla o mu jumalete right so there ibuka a clear clear information or sotole but the majority there right it's not so substantial that it shows ko new oppositional be mu clean right because new percentage o jube men siate kono ay men soto wolem like 35%. Yeah, family. So 35% o, aning president o la 34% o, yalo wol man nyo dam back. Yeah, family. So warning percentage ol mi alon ko idoyata wote. Mimbo ko 8%, 7% and so on. Yeah. So wakame yitandi walem, like the oppositional near Jube, ila percentage among was here, right, to be individually able to, challenge the president's 34%.
CepRass alla bunda timi alon ko kabira allota mostly nali yiri karoke carte fayo kola aliya fo nyamen akala wala nyama kabira allota alla yiri karoka maitandi from presidential to parliamentary to mayoral election mostly akakola nyama ngajele fanan GDC they were complaining kabiring aliya yir karo finti ime fanje je bake ya jele ko comme bindirolem because ni GDC la jube carte fawol men won tambira e ka perform bakele opposition la karola ni president gagneta opposition killing fula sabanjang waranto nan je katara kono but this time around sauve mang GDC tandi ni ko kono bake waya sabu ibe CepRass jalay kamne kaytandi ko albe undermine kanne waranto albe patio ni undermine kanne 1% me alon ko iye wala soto iye mun jabir le soto wo fannala ni ngatre be je jabila.
Okay, yeah, actually ndolka me yitandi wala like nga fo nyami nga mol nyininka ila jabirol kono wo men yitandi anun kabrim be sobe nyinkela amanke ko ntata nga mol nyininka ka foko party nangam iba fayla yele foita fayla nyininkaro manta wo nyama right ñinin karo tata ñamin walam nga mol ñinin kale ning election o be kala samate soma atol ite ya mira ibe carte o fayla jumale ya fam so na mol men tata ñinin karo la ila questionnaire walam questionnaire membe bule ka ñinin karo kala you know I allowance kele for all the parties yeah. I mean, all the parties, including GDC and in party kotengol muyalonko nga information or soto ko ebe existing, even if they are not registered with the IEC, ibebe jele. And niman taraje, you know, you have the option to choose others, right? And nitata others, you can indicate the name of that person or party there, right? So nyininkaro nyinkono, definitely, all parties had an equal chance of being mentioned, right? They had an equal chance of being mentioned. Yeah, I mean, based on the questionnaire.
All right.
Right.
All
So
right.
don't more fatam fancy or party fatam party party bondi nyokono na nata nyinin karo nyin.
Thank you so much. Niajube, based on the national opinion findings, forse senyan dire keno o killing warrant of fulala nanata surprising teremato kula results wala kala politician ol me alonko ise hakilo tu ba ke nyinkola.
Surprising, yeah. I mean, surprising can be relative, right? What is maybe surprising to me, you know, might not be surprising to somebody. Yeah, family. So maybe nyanta kang hakilo to wakono, you know, nimbe surprising kachal. But me alonko, it's interesting, you know, some of the interesting findings. Men bota irikaro nyinkono, wolem nyinti ko. You know, it seems the citizenry, you know, at least based on Molmi Alonko ni Kachata, you know, are becoming more aware, you know, and demanding, right? Because, you know, when you ask them things around governance and rating the performance of, you know, the incumbent on governance, right? Ika yitandiro kele, itola miro be mintole. Wala karola, right? And you know, na findings all fanaya yitandi walem, you know, people are demanding for strengthening of the democratic processes, right? So when fana yitandi walem nyinti ko mol commence mol startele ka fahamu, you know, democracy momenti, right? And we be yitandiro ke kan ko wamu system of governance that me alonko itol laftal, right? I lafta sabati. Yeah. So wo fanang funtita je. Mem fanang funtita walem different sorti na nata funding kewol anin kebal la karola na nata men alonko karanta iman karang la karola na nata mol mi alonko ebe sabatering santolto anin mol mi alonko ebe sabatering, you know, na combo bankol to jang anin kanifing nim Banjul, right? A different so jele wala mira roto nanata questionol mi alonko ngeni kala. So ngamira, you know, momi alonko you are in the political space, particularly the political actors. You know, nyantake hakuloto nying jube role.
Thank you so much. Well, of course, Dr. Amidou Jawara atelemu lead researcher at CepRass. Nyaton kolomati nanata kisi rola fanala nyimbundato bi atele mun na dunta di Grand Bantaba programme to mena panelist wol dundila wale fair drunk straight away.
Just
MC?
one thing maybe,
yes.
You know, the issue of lead researcher, because when we it's a big thing, you know, so timole nyinke, yeah, and you know mumolu leleti, and I'm just part of that that team.
Okay.
So wala team leader mu actually damfale. But you know, it's just that Amantara Banco can you know sign thing. Wala itan.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
MC ma Soviet bi genana Chobi Barina, and then there are many areas you have the Soviet bi wanenako the favor government, the favor government, the favor opposition Chobi Barina, and then people were talking about it since last week. Lan moo nekk sa reaction si survey bi.
docteur ñu ngi laa gërëm bu baax si seen liggéey bu rafet bu nga xam ne def ngeen ko jël seen time dem laajte Gambien si lii moom xam nga survey man du ma ko dee downplay because foog naa ne weda mu féebo la oo féebowul la yow la war def mooy as a team or party mooy ngeen toog ngeen xoolaat lan mooy seen problème lan fu la problème bi nekk ak fan nga war a gën a upgrade sa bopp tam as a party because xëy na survey bi dafa lay dimbale because mun naa am xëy na area sangam yaa ngi fa weak mu wan la ne area bi yaa ngi fa weak nga dem gën a yokk sa effort pour gis ne kenn nga am more support in the survey CepRass soo bàyyee xel since last elections mun naa ne 99% lu gaa wax yëpp si elections yi dafa am ay nit leen mun neen wax dara lu am mun naa am mu ñàkk a am wante lu gaa wane yëpp since present elections yi national assembly election local government elections yi yëpp lu gaa predict yëpp dañ ko gis so ñoom suñ génnee report bu nga xam ne last year la woon November ba tey foog naa am na ñaar ñett yi war a ñëwaat si balaa present elections yi so kon foog naa ñu ñëpp ñu war def mooy ñu xoolaat survey bi study ko bu baax seet fan mooy suñ problème fan lañ war a gën a improve suñ bu baax mooy gën a am solo dan nga downplay ko parce que lu nga xam ne daf dee wane resource bu nga xam ne daf dee am waxoon nañ fi last present election ne Barrow mooy win parce que bu gaa yi waxoon tam moo am bu ñëwee si national assembly election fekk maa ngi nekkoon GDC waxoon nañ ne GDC du am benn MP peut-être mu demee election amul benn so waxoon nañ ne NPP number of MP bu gaa di am ifi Latrikunda Sabally constituency maa ngi ko fàttaliku Sehu Maro fii la toogoon fii 5 days to elections mu waat ne moom mooy win Yaya Menteh peut-être soo war na ko ne yow doo win so mu complain def lu nekk dem si rajo yi King FM moom mooy win Yaya downplay di survey rek bu ko dee resource Yaya Menteh moo ko win so kon foog naa ne ñoom seen resource yi ñu ngi koo gis anywhere in the world survey yi bëri soo demee si àdduna soo demee even Sénégal sax seen last election si survey wan ne Pastef government ñoom ñooy win first round so yooyu yëpp soo ko amee yow la war def mooy da nga koo toppa nga study ko survey bi soo xoolee waa NPP si bu am ñoom soo féeboowul leen waaye soo dem leen day ñëw bugg a wan ne waaw wala ñoom seen biir am nañu bu mu génnee am na ñu ma si waxtaan am naa fa ay friends so ñoom su boobaa ñu ne ma hey booy survey bi dégg nga lu doon foog ak luy am man leen xam nga yéen a ngeen foog ne liggéey tali rek mooy développement réew bëgg da ngeen focus moo on tali yaaga naa ko wax si media bi tali baax na liggéey tali kenn waxut baax na liggéey birit baax na waaye lu gën a am solo mooy dundi askan bi soo gisee jàmme bu mu ñëw 94 Gambia dunda baa ngi yomboon foreign currency baa ngi baax yooyu yëpp mu ngi koregoon lu Gambia soxloon mooy ay yoon ay airport university TV loolu la Gambia soxloon time bu 94 bëgg ni gis Sénégal yi ngi am yooyu ñun amuñ ko peut-être colon bi da normal toon so jàmme dafa ñëw fekka am nga dunda baa ngi yomba so Barrow bu mu ñëwee gis na ne dunda bi right now mu ngi yokk moo dafa na focus moo on mun naa liggéey yoon wala war naa focus tam si dundi askan bi war naa si naka la mun a fight corruption xam nga peut-être dafa am lu Gambien si góom ne benn président war a nekk fa more than 10 years and Barrow moo ko góomloo Gambien si mooy pour strengthen démocratie bi mooy term limit yooyu dafa war a am si constitution bi and loolu la gars yi campagne 2016 so yëpp gis ne réforme su gars yi waxoon Gambien si yëpp ñu ngi ko delloo gannaaw so Gambien si léegi ni ngi awee ni ngi xam léegi bu baax social media baa ngi am doole soo xoolee sowee mu ngi laa woon ñuy follow Facebook moo ëppa naka TikTok bi o forum yi daga audio yi soo xoolee sowee mu ngi la ko woon so Gambien si day am moo on social media so time boobu noonu jàmmee noonu Jawara time boobu social media bi eggutoon fii so léegi mun ngaa wax léegi dara rek comme Ismaila Cissé démba mu ngi wax démba mu ngi joxe speak in UN UK fan na UK seen House of Parliament bi wala bala mu pere ñi gis ne xam ne lu wax yëpp ne ko dégg amut so ñoom ñooy waxal foofu sax si ñooy tubaab yi waxal sax ñu dem dañuy saaj de Gambie xam lu wax yëpp so yooyu dafa jël nga dee bàyyi xel so moo tax ma ne soo yi bu ñëwee luñ góom mooy man lu ma góom mooy nga toog ñu toog ñu discuss ko nga xool ko kenn ku nekk xool fan la parce que soo bi nekk di saay bi si side government gën a bëri dafa gën a fiiwa moo indi oppositions parce que opposition bi parce que soo xoolee political party tam xam nga daf dee baatam ngay am lot of engagement lot of programmes parce que parti bari Gambie bari after election te lu doon di gisaat duñ participer si local government by elections duñ bokk si dara so duñ dem political tour duñ dem ay rally so seen engagement si grassroots bi daf dee dem down ba da nga ko dee understand da financial ne dee struggle xaalis ba political party amul xaalis But xam nga normally subvention government dafa jox subvention political party or countries waaye nga gis ne parties yi after election yu bëri loolu di déggaat bo Gambia am na almost 20 political party am 21 political party bo ñaata political party ñoo nekk di bokk ñuy njëkk di engage dugg si pro di def ay meeting wala nga am by election ñu participer si by election si yooyu yëpp doo ko dee yëg doo ko dee dégga so parti politique tam tool la da nga ko dundal waaw da nga ko dundal bu ko nit ki tam ku laa nekkat si région bi ou si contexte si wol bi dafa la war di gis dafa di am programme engagement dafa di am rally di am waxtaan di am gisante dem taason yooyu dafa di am yëngatu foofu nga gis ne loolu mooy tax ñu su def sóobi tam ñun di seen tur ba léegi nañ fa nekk.
Okay.
So loolu bokk na lu nga xam ne tam fu njaa parti yi dem bàyyi ko xel.
All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Damfa, ye sove jele ay menu be itandi fanna jamalo ay wala itandi government na karola opposition na karola banko dingol la miro ye me itandi nana tani yiri karola muna reaction o
sove ni ngamara the political reality on the ground I will consolidate back because I feel like the errors margin there is 3%. That is acceptable in social research. Opinion sampling or opinion pool aka democracy le bamandi because mola miro banko sambanya na tanyato nine society nina na social contracts between people and the government. The contract le dealer yebula ibake kan nyadil should be accountable to people. So nyinka wala tandiko hani ka performance you know that you are accountable to people so that ye tanya ni na nyalo. But by and large I mean tandi walam Gambia doing only appreciation of means to this government. Wala tandi. In fact at some point it overlooked the performance of the current regime. Because Niagibe, Blado Bige, it can be confusing to me. Because Barrow will win 46%. Could be.
Like
one category.
Likely.
One category, right? All right. You call saying, new opposition more donor, Barrow will have 34%. That person will have 49%. And now, that person Bria cascaded down, the UDP sort of has 34%. So that means that somebody, 35%, that somebody is UDP. That somebody, you say that put somebody, because you cannot just tailor-made that based on individual level. You have a party level. So I'll go party on the side, then UDP 35%. That means UDP is leading. If I'm right, that's what you said.
No,
and then the coming opposition near 5 between the president and somebody else.
Somebody else, yeah.
Then that somebody else, who will that be? That comes to UDP.
Yeah,
that's why you rank them to 35%.
Yeah, so near Jube, what 49% no. What 49% no. So it's like near more Kemeta, right? More Tansaman in Nani said they would vote for the incumbent. Okay, then more 49 they would vote for another candidate. Right? So more 49 only yeni Jumala more other candidate only. So what 49 okono you have 35% saying they would vote for the UDP. Right? So now the UDP's percentage, it's like taking 35% of that 49. Right? So near Wakeka Mensoto, Mialonko is comparable to the 34%, it's 17.5%.
Yeah, I get you here. I'm just suggesting a sample error, whether it's accurate or not, because this is just trial. Social recycler is not 100% accurate. We all social science students. Okay, now Nico, because you can work different 10, 20, 40 questions, the same sample size law. And you cannot tell me you said this, at the same fora, you say another one here. It's incomprehensible. Yandang in nga well, MPP fele, ila kanero mu President Barulet. Nani oppositional lota. Womol ko 46% ko mbafala likely mbafala baro comme ya likely mbafala baro le kodi the same lado yana fa ko okay ni incumbent ni baro lota
no likely I think that needs to be corrected so likely to win nati
yes
ita ila mira so ya mira juma le be gagner
be win
ha warning o question do mun lafta fa la juma le
alors
all manke
I get your point yeah. But yalo no ite yalo no bi ndane mo way hani political party register bile your conviction is to form next government. There's no opposition party win la. And there's no opposition sympathizer also party will not win. Nobody will tell you that. Momo yangi ninka hana alfonga alonoko I'll form next government. So niko moyeko yamara jumala win la. It's going to be very confusing afoko. I party to I party don't choose. Karalonko, you get to the status through parties. And the people that ferry you to their success. Okay. So, but it notwithstanding, I will leave it at that.
No, hamga the word hamga so hole 2016. So lajon Gambians in kan moy win election. 99% bi dafa na yaaje moy win. 2016. So lajon Gambians ci deka bi fi yeb even diaspora no wax nañu boycott election bi. Yaaya ke mun ko win ci election. So likely man dem na gamu. Boss mo dugon ñu ñep ni nga jaru son sen bobo yaay jang moy win way ñooñu saru bugun yaay jamme so comme media bi dafa am ben PR bu ma gis some of the media house bu gaay yu si di word that likely bobu dafa dem lolu bobu taxawut xam nga bu ma gëna am doole moy suñ defon tay election kan ngay sanil carte wala bi nek wala bi likely
no I'm not MC you are just repeating something the same thing I don't think you understand me or my argument point. Ndaka mi explain wala mi diko. Momo ikadulale support. Hani dindu wa kadulale support. All this 1,245 sample size mi atombo ibeni la molam. They have somebody that is in their mind. So iten ngini kala esa jumala bi ita amira jumala bi ita amira jumala bi ma fay kan karde fa jumala. Moy karde fa wala kamo winindi. Is it not that? You go you win 2 elections. So Jumala win, like you know that it should pass through ballot box. You understand? So at Avaleko, well, Ndela Patriot win, but Carla Patriot will win. So Momo Minko Baro likely going to win, Omari or Baro Court. You understand? That's one aspect. 2, one more saying ko. Well, yes, ndol mang na statement min government ya findindi of recent is yesterday. Yes, we concord with the finding. Ndol buka sobe caricature because sobe dole follow findindi no jang. Is it for Gambia participate le okay. Wole mean for you know animi me kerim bi we see like suto intilo. You understand? Suto intilo. Bela ngaji jang. But notwithstanding, ndol we don't take yalan tol mang ndol lata min you know that grassroots. That's what you believe. I come in for the cover on you, more in 2016. No, what do I mean political understand? Gambian call it Kumala for Gambia Dingole, Gambia politics, call it Ibalandala. So Gambia don't get punished. 2001, Kabria electoral laws falling to simple majority. Gambia Dingole, opposition, Kumani to Alaska, America. 2003, Ali, formidable form. I'll support because I don't killing time boy in Nola. Ole not Samana. 2006, Ibalanda, Gamero Lenga Casilla. Gamay Bute. 2011, the same thing. Gamero Lenga Casilla, Gamay Bute. But 2016, very parade because you people have the power to elect and remove somebody from the office. Gamero will call, Sayan Konga for also, okay, we are coming. Well, 2 weeks campaign. Few. So you listen to Gambians, but most of the political party play self-centered. So Gambians, they know they are right. It can mean for you mean we will ni make if I am serially affiliate. What I can make an electoral win, but not no yellow Gambian 2006. From we could have seen King. And I coming for the Nikavoko, yes. We don't take this thing lightly. Lightly. we are doing our research, we are doing our studies. Hani birin tol boyta na majority of candidates lose in the last parliamentary and local government elections. Mom more blame. We never blame IEC, we never blame whatever. We blame ourselves. We went back to drawing board. We have our research team. Now you see subsequent elections. You see we are bouncing back. Well, I don't that reflection will continue. Okay, you are saying come Mobuka election will win because Katali Dana Kasilo Doku. You know, infrastructural development sit at intersection of socio-economic development of any nation in the whole world. If Banku Jumala developed infrastructure is down. Often, Nila Fatala Lopano, Milebe Samba, 26 in Pinto Katanga, Wulu Daro Bijeka Kuntule, Sama Musul Katano Lopano. Taji Biaji. Keno, Mine Keno value di Keno la Comboya. It's still facilonde. Mina be Keno a for a million of book, Mina Silonde. Be in Italy, Pakena could go for a Musabida Marceto, Silati Abitania. Musukona Abitania. So Silo is the key. You start with that. From there, don't pay na Lawakan. I'm not economy for the security, economy, infrastructure. Abe all that indication into the favor. You know why? Ninara coming for economy. Both macro and macroeconomic indicators favor us.
Thank you so much.
Now, yeah, if you allow me, I'll compare maybe.
Thank you so much. Yeah, time. We have a very limited time. Mr. Mani, Soviet Jele, Munamula reaction.
Ela barka bake doctor mba nal dukulal B2 tentula ali duku kende baka ton mingi bari shidiya jente nga English like a university and there is a course called semantics ateka meaning ne jibe the phrase the clauses akolle jibe so nyulia English le use ke la sobe fanange the likelihood of winning is completely perception more mean passive. And the opinion are different things. Walem ni kartebe faila, iba faila jumale. Anu nina rajibe the perception, the likelihood of winning near America la past election jibe between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The likelihood out of at least 3 to 4 opinion polls mean be together, the likelihood was for Kamala Harris to win. But the reality mimu opinion ti obe Donald Trump leje. So ning survey attendee that the likelihood to win be baroleje doesn't necessarily means because approval tell not one country, not two, because even in Kenya, the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, aning the Jubilee Party, mimunu Uhuru Kenyatta la party, kabri handshake ka coalition of form. The same thing, the likelihood of winning was with the ODM. But the UDA mean keta be President Ruto la party, the opinion ye waleta and wale not win. So anything can happen jamfana. The likelihood of winning, like I've said semantically, is a perception. Mole jero to aning ite form be minkela wolem opinion. So opinion yen told place daming as the UDP, it's a very favorable position. Ntol ngajele komi, we are on the rise. Opposition bencho kang ngam fongo clearly la komi ntol lebe santo. But hani nata mansa kunda fongo jibe ntele jero to ngajele kon tol lebe santo. Based on the opinion. Komi ning atara albe karle fayla sama mo jelle ya ta ko be karle fayla UDP le. Bari mbe ni sovi mbe bolo sovi kono demanding ni ko molka fo komi usenu le manya na talaje pour ni modo na tala sa win as opposition. 2021 na results, election results. Jual benunje usenu nem double boninje. Aye. It's the official opposition. Into abol ko official opposition means opposition bencho kang. Atele muila kunti otije. And waka minefana identify, atendile kom he is the alternative to the current regime. Ning atara multare fi fata Adama Barola. Ibe sulale jamalla, wolem Usain Daboti. Democracy wole tandi, mo jamalla flo wala, opposition bencho kang. Anu nyulla sobe fane wole tandi. Kabiri ya sobe dula fla mada nata samale kartebe file oto kartebe file jamali mimbe winna adama nata 34 soto je orders nata 40 something soto je but kabiri yo fanam breakdown 35% o fanan betu ko Usenu ANM Dabo. Wata akamunta not necessarily hana ramonke kodoti. Hani na coalition building because yani ninka wodal. That should be a benchmark. Because democracy will be proven beyond reasonable doubt in the national elections and nulia data means sort of be. CepRass data means sort of. That the alternative to Adama Barrow is Usenu Dabo. So ntenga mera B nin coalition obekela. Electoral cycle ya tandin the alternative ani ñul fanana do ko ya tandin the alternative. So ntol ñul do ko nga jamum bakele because ni mil ma long coming you do not know the meanings of because semantic use pour ka meaning of phrases you understand and clauses yeto sta kay be misla bakel. It is clear that the opposition are winning 2026 election. Wole muntelo kumoti.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bojang. Sove finti dale fani nya kele. Mula reaction ore.
Yeah, it's not a child's play to conduct such a research, and be CepRass, jaila wakang. Opposition is a menke no olem kakarang, from all aspects of the research. I am finding sol me itande. Research book a perfect, come had a perfect nyaming. So, but ikajibele. How do you improve what you have firm grip on and what you don't have firm grip on, and how you go about working to get what you want. Until Manta Jamfala Atobake, because we have a very long way to go before December 2026. Kujamase falin nole. And if you make research, ya alone ko ni research dama teng ebe do fana fela. Ku kilimbe beje research at a time o menna ning ata nkame mo wole around November also. Okay, even coalition talk and the level of organization of the opposition among futabe tembo mento. And generally Gambia there is this perception ka foko Barrow opposition killing ta bondi nola, and history also supports that. So if you give the alternative of okay, opposition in Barrow, an unorganized opposition. So naturally, human being wants to win. Gambian of an nyama. More bukalafi hani more etonya ni aje kuma wote win. Naturally, most of Gambians they'll go in for where they can have victory. They are not interested in whatever. And the other thing in the survey is what do Gambians vote on? Gambian kakate fai. Mune kat na Gambian kakate fai. What mun dalili kamingi kakate fai. It's very important. For corruption walem for Yugwalem, for Silulem, for Munem. I can tell you, my belief is Gambians generally, they vote just to win. Generally. They are not interested in it because otherwise, Barrow will not even score, I even score. That I can tell you. Now that people vote based on, okay, the performance, corruption on adundagana, the batamento, now use jolle fata, and some of these things, then you cannot even get that. So, but that is a problem in this country. It's like people don't do things, a lot of things based on principle. There's no regimentation as if, okay, this is what we follow. It's like, so that is what I sense from the whole thing. So Befana is telling us, coming together is important, especially as opposition. So that's what we've been advocating for, how we do it is our difference. But coming together, but how we do it is the stumbling block. Those are the things. But survey is generally resonating with what is actually happening or what has been happening. And I think Ndebemeng advised that let all the parties, especially opposition parties, look into this critically and see how they amend through all these findings and make sure victory is delivered to the Gambians. Because brother Damfa Foko Gambian all felt not listened to when they wanted oppositions to come together. Oppositions never came together, and then they decided to let go. They don't vote and all that. I think this is similar to Memphana be repeated. Ning ayataka oppositional te sonna kila moinyola ya jibe do kutu do ye, and then we get to where we want to get to.
Because if you believe Barrow can win, that is likelihood. Ila mira auto. Okay, as a keno ngikita as be win nale. But if you find nyinka iba file jumale, if you natural not amba file that file ate. It means they are looking for something.
Yeah.
So we're looking for something on nying. If a man look come for opposition on nya fenke nga namwede. Let's listen to them. No party can win all. As in negotiations, you cannot win everything. You have to give and take. Oda mali kudo be ila right lemfo. But you know, there is this great saying, live your right. It has a meaning. Ni ko be sambala right. Sometimes akibatandile. So Gambian will be menginin kan, which ntol be menginin kan. Well, we want the opposition to come together because Malafi president o membije. But mlafa kanyine ad. Ngabo serveto. 10 years kanyantale. Nying Gambia la na fulo abekara farin mansakundale bulu. Ntol bela mansakundale. Banko momo nyanta kena fa sotole. Momo nyanta ke ifanjele. Ninga nyofu kalama. Ninga nyofu mbe hanin kono manfa ba konko temfala. Ba di iteka soto ndefana ba sotola. Mensen kono mutano. B Minister Dol ima wo kordaning wo balu nyima soto nu biya soto munem ya jemme la connexion ole botaje ni appointment ol manche krawda mati de connexion olem mola ka fo bago he nyi ngabeti ata he nyi se dogo keno ye appoint ika ibe su luaso la yebo luaso kono gambeno la baga ko le tino kan 10 years akanyantele connexion fu do fana na wo fana e mane fana e boje mbe yuwala le ning Dr. Die Jawo bije aning the other information minister bije no muna nyim press conference ol melka ke mbe gena le ba fuka falling ninka falling ku jawan le bina fuka falling yes ku do nya do ide do fenan ning si fo son ko mambonung be kama ere kanso mana nyin scholarship ol ba enjoy le aning type of politics of yanks we will not see it. You understand what I mean? Okay, maybe Barrow's way of doing politics. We will also not see it. So 10 years is enough. Some people became, at least a bit comfortable in life because of political appointment or the mention. Your network or mention sign. They can use those networks ni potage. Banko fonga nyona fa. Nde nyona fa la ning system killing biye. Another example. Juma leka gachi moy njaka so mol so koma ka so nyamen sai. Alafonye before President Baroyena. Jiko construction melbe lolo dula beto. Ito mo boba be kenu. Mune yakena system o mem bigane o connection wala bota. They are Gambians atofana 22 annual. Atofana ala nyun do fana na. Ngatonya fonye wai. Politico banko fa mole na fa soto je. So 10 years wo connection on yanta bola la connection do fana na. Wol fana ni ku dole bina wole ka banko samba baka tudu la killing ama mol makoy nko dongo trako e kamen dong nia dong fana meta e ka bata don na e buka la fon la banko e bela style kala nyame. That's human nature. At some point you get exhausted, you are lost in the game. So ntolbe meng foka ani finding so le meita ni wala ngameno la falinde wala le ba falinde wala kumaya nying nko example lo di Kafoko, nim falling on manke kuda. Look at Minister of Higher Education. Falling de Jamal Becheka? Minister Jeletar. Imagine if you are having only one individual. After a style, you may not see those changes coming in. So, ndeng left coming for Gambino, falling do nga trying okay. 10 years is okay, nga do fana gibe. O fana ning family dol benyola, wala connection do soto, o fana be yuwa sotola. Ibe nemo sotola, ila balube falina. Mansakunda nata puka mola balu falling. Amanche kataraje dogon. So nyinem changes la nafati. Anundol be wole advocate kan. Mbe oppositional dani kan. Ngana. Ba CBN so gina demanding Gambia be position auto me ya lonko. Ntem mang giko soto je bake. Nyin kamala. Nyin problem o be ntol youth sol me appeal la ni youth sol ka bo ñamen attaque aning e antu aning fenko ka bo ñama politiko kono ñi yabate be bo ban youth sol ta club itol lebije ta ñi concert sol itol lebije ba carte jamal baka fay wala na be ñi batato andu ñi banko pour ntollede ñul koto kel wala ko bantale say so youth sol ñanda ko appeal fana kewol to bake ye participate carte fayo atele soniata ikata lo dongo is important mafu dongo is not important ye fa enjoy ba ikata lo 1 or 2 hours pour que dunno carte fayo ni okay so isa fay nole ita ela hal juroke please let us participate nimam participate Gambia youth sol be dama and ñing fara I encourage the scholars to talk about it and government to look into it. There is rise in drug use and youth sol ke fang engage kuto me yalong sama tega meje. So let's see how we come around as youths and let's see how we cope this. Youth sol ye lafika dum politiko kono ila banko la kola dan fair kensen. Fair kensen man banko samba. So youth sol participation in politics is low. We want to encourage youth sol na. Ye na platform all ton. We are all youths. But some of them say bono jan do fana ina. Nga nyo ya nga dum politiko kono. Nga politiko ke e antuti. Nga politiko ke gisulti STT. We will see changes. Youth sol I'll give example oji bede. Ning STA kuke. Gisul fana kala kuke ay mamman. Competition no ya understand. So ni na da politiko fana wo nyama. The same thing. Ning me 100 bosses di ala. Do binala be 200 bosses di ala. Competition on them. But we have to force it out of these politicians through our actions, through our participation, na engagement. Iko time wale ibe Messi ni Ronaldo gela politiko no back because we now have people that are demanding new style, new everything. But nima also to politicians no can perform based on mola demand. If people are so demanding and they are active, I can deliver it by force. Because I can't come any market do be bola jele. So nyanta ka was spirit lesson as youths. Na banko nying falling. So we encourage all the youths to come and join, you know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nyang. Survey bi génn na gis ngeen survey bi lan moo nekk sa réaction.
waa jërëjëf ñu fi jot a wax yëpp wax nañ lu rafet waaye am lu ma njëkk a bugg a leeral rek si lu MC wax si survey bi ne 2017 survey bi daf ne GDC dina am 0 MP loolu moom teg naa lu ma disagree la ak moom first because it was never said xam nañ ne nuñ doon prédiguer mooy pour NPP duñ am absolute dominance in parliament but for GDC ne dinañ am 0 that was never said by the survey and the other issue mooy because survey bi mun nañ koo gis ne obviously am nañu ko support sax waaye soo seetee seen line of action obviously teg naa ne already mu ngi laa wan ne ñoom they go against the survey because the same survey bi moo wax ne if oppositions can come together obviously likely niñ fi génne Barrow waaye ak loolu yëpp tamit am na oppositions yu nga xam ne tamit gom nañ ne ñëpp suñ ñëwee sax if certain candidates should lead obviously duñ win and that's different from what the survey is saying te survey bi waxoon na during the last local government election especially in West Coast waxoon na ne between Youngsdaba ak NPP luy tight la gis nañ after gap bi naka la mel even buñ si pool si with Talib ñëpp xam nañ ne lu gën a change things mooy at the end of the day endorsement yu nga xam ne Talib mu ngi ko doon receive because NPP dañ amoon seen target and target buñ amoon they met their target that was what the president told them to secure those votes but at the end of the day mun naa lu isi U-turn bi yëpp bokk na endorsement yu nga xam ne ñëw na that was after bu survey bi defee bu survey bi prédigué so ñun nag at our own level when we talk about historical facts obviously from 2016 to where we are comme nu ko suma brother waxee Fati obviously perception la ak ñu nga xam ne dinañ exercise seen right at the day of the elections ñun ñu believe ne with the 1% that is given to the GDC compared to what he just said obviously maybe by chance la ñun jotal la ci maybe ñoo ñëpp they are not with the GDC or majority of them which is very possible with soo ko seetee ñoom nuñ ko defee but obviously mënuloo seet GDC nga seet yeneen parties yu nga xam ne ñoom ñu ngi leen fa allocate percentage parties yu nga xam ne when it comes to even activities yu ñoo wax fii soo seet the two most vibrant opposition is the GDC and the UDP. That is from 2021 up to where we are. Activities yu ñaari parti yi du am amul kenn ku ko am in the opposition. So seetee yow mu nga xam ne always yaa ngi si ground bi you know exactly what is on the ground. Parti yu nga xam ne maybe crossuñ fii sax ba baara. Obviously it is not logic even. Nga seet ne those parties mun nañoo am percentage higher than the GDC. You believe that it is not possible. And lu ma doon xaar si survey bi mooy pour ñu wan ne Ghana nationwide in every region bëggoon naa pour at least ñu am di percentage. For example suñ ne URR ñoom suñ fa àggee so obviously war nañoo xam URR what is the percentage maybe for all of these candidates. Because ñun tamit as a party xam nañ fa las suñ stronghold nekk xam nañ where is possible with the GDC more and where is less possible with the GDC. The same goes to other parties. teg naa ne loolu dina doon dimbale political party pour ñu gën a am position waaye te parti boo fi wax lu mu laa wax mooy non nañ jël survey bi seriously. Nobody is downplaying the survey. In the event nag we were convinced with it. But the problem is tey suñu demoon URR ñu wan ñu ne these were the percentage of all the candidates. xam naa ne URR ak lu mu rëy rëy xam naa ne GDC am na fa dara. And that would have put even other parties in a better position pour nga xam foo war a liggéey ak foo warta liggéey. Waaye léegi with the way it is, where are you going to work? Where is your strength and where is your weakness? This is what I don't know. Because maa ngi recall ne survey bu amoon nañ ñu ko break down on si ñu ma doon waxal ñu send ma that report. Where even that survey teg naa GDC came first in URR. Si ñu ko break down the report that I received, including other areas yu nga xam ne UDP, NPP, then the list goes on. So teg naa ne lii moo doon dimbale political parties to know their strength. Nga xam ne digga URR daanu na obviously dama war a gën a liggéey foofu. LRR méeg naa ko I need to maintain that momentum waaye fële dama bugg foog fu ma jaar ma re-strategize pour ma gën a liggéey pour ma get the needed votes that I want. So moo tax ba pare man dama ko gisee more of an academic survey looking at the number and the expected voters ñu ñoo am in 2026. Because lu ma gëm mooy you cannot take 1245 obviously dama gëm ne loolu suñ ko bëggee measure with the elections buy ñëw 2026 dama gëm ne it is not going to represent the reality of the GDC. It will be far from it. Because ñun dañ contest election parliamentary ñu daan local government ñëw we have our own research committee ñu nga xam ne they are trained pour ñoom tamit ñu dem to the ground to make the necessary findings. And URR bu nga xam ne it was our stronghold dañ fa daanu in last parliamentary election waaye bu ñu fa delloo during the local government election it was 2 wards, that is the Gambisara and the what is the other ward, Julangel ward. We won the Gambisara. Julangel ward bi sa amoon na push and pull because of the results we don't receive before. But so far for the margin bi sa it was even less than 50 votes. So obviously at our own level we know what the GDC can contribute towards this election. And some of them that are very honest. One in any coalition bu nga xam ne is either NPP or GDC or UDP. Any one of them ku nga xam ne dem na fekk si sa morom. The likelihood of winning is so high compared to parties yu nga xam ne ñu ngi leen jox yenn percentage. Tey am na yenn parti yu nga xam ne ñu ngi leen jox 3-4 points 4%. Those parties even suñ fekk si woon Barrow that's not a guaranteed victory. Compared to su nekkee ne GDC moo leen war a fekk si wala mu fekk si UDP. So moo tax we believe ne survey luñ respect la obviously but gis nañ fu mu fail over and over again. Si countries yu nga xam ne they are more prepared to carry this because finance is becoming a problem to them pour ñu carry because xam naa they still need support pour ñu def seen liggéey bi ni ñu ko buggee but su waree fail in the countries like US, in UK the same, the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson luñ doon wax si moom at the end of the day how the results sound we are different. So ñu believe ne it is not this survey mooy liggéey loo GDC. That's what we believe. Because survey bi daf ñu fekk si liggéey. Te that liggéey dafa am lu ñu nekk di may. The position of the GDC before and now is quite different. But so dajale 1,245, it's possible most of them are against the party. But lu ñoo try pour daxalu mooy ne that impact mënuta am si parti bi because of this survey was carried. Ñun we are working because of Gambia. But nekkut ne dañoo liggéey because a survey is conducted comme ñoom nuñ ko defee si survey bu nga xam ne it's not even specific to tell you where you need to work. Where is your weakness and where is your strength? But what is the reality on the ground? This is what I'm saying. You can have NPP, you have UDP. Historical facts that fly on the GDC may follow. And even where we said ne is the strength of the party. If I'm a party, obviously I'm not for your aga. You can only count 1, 2, 3, 4 parties. So more than you helat, who are those? They were the respondents one. Do we even know that? So ñu nañ soxla more information on this. Lu nga xam ne it's not only for the GDC, but lu nga xam ne tamit dina help political parties. Waaye dama gëm ne this 1% that is given to GDC is far from the reality when it comes to the party. Okay. And about the impact, comme ni ko waxee, whether it have impact on the party, no, we believe it will not have any impact on the party. Because su nekkee ne ñoom ni ko prédit yow noonu la demee jamono bi teg naa ne the party bi amoon na beneen taxawaay different from currently party bi position bu mu am te realize nañ strength bu nga xam ne party bi mu ngi koo gain even areas yu nga xam ne party bi was performing poorly. So moo tax we believe ne the survey does not represent the reality of the party. Dem nañ election we got 89,000 votes that was in 2016. 2021 we got 105,000 votes. So party boobu nekkul di dellu gannaaw parti boobu mu ngi grow because su doon dellu gannaaw teg naa 89 bi ay wàññeeku waaye dañ ci realize plus. So when we talk about the reality, I believe ne you have the NPP, you have the UDP, then you have the GDC and the other issue bu ñu wax because soo bàyyi xel survey bi areas yu mu laal yëpp teg naa ne we have been saying this over and over and over and over again. Wax naa ko fi ne what is more guaranteed mooy oppositions coming together to effect change in 2026. Survey bi dafa ñëw di déggal ñun lu njaaga wax rek because affaire économie bi weerante nañ ci ba sona dinañ la dem jëlit statistics all over isil la ko all around the world isil la ko but we believe that it is not reflecting in the lives of the people. Elections teg naa wax nañ ci du benn ñaar election integrity teg naa just our recent buffer zone we said it ne people lost faith in the IEC and lii mi ngi start especially jamono 2016 bu Yaya Jammeh bañee because ñoo ko joxoon di platform pour mu bañ. You cannot have elections with two different results. ñu ñëw 2026 complaint bi bari na especially from our side and the UDP side ne it was not free and it was not fair. So suñ gisee ne survey bi ñëw na déggal loolu kon dafa nuroo ne we the oppositions whenever we speak we are speaking based on the interest of the country. Because ñoom bokkuñ fenn because ñun suñ doon wax mais bi dinañ ñu gisee ni am na fuñ bokka moo tax ñuy wax waaye survey bi leeral na loolu soo demee si what is it si corrections so man dama gëm ne especially corrections bu nga xam ne di likely pour mu win am na ñu nekk si opposition camp si sax they believe that ne ñun suñ parti rek su demee Barrow dafa win but if those people get to the polls in December they will never vote for Barrow which I am very hopeful. But because this is the current situation, Barrow am na edge over the oppositions. But it also doesn't mean ne opposition mënuñoo dema Barrow 1-on-1 at the end of the day duñ ko win. But chance yi moo slim moo tax ma ne what is more guaranteed mooy pour ñu ñëw together. So dama gëm ne we the oppositions we are on the right side especially on all the areas that we highlighted. So lu war a xew rek mooy am na message yuy génne from different opposition camps. Teg naa ne is all about ñu talk on a table ñu waxtaan because imposition su amee rek at the end of the day dafa difficult for us to get to the table because su ñoo dem di waxtaan kii mu ne du ma bàyyi fii kii mu ne du ma bàyyi fii kii mu ne du ma bàyyi fii then there is no need for us to come and have that discussion. Because from jaar foog ñu am luñ compromise, ñu arrive at a consensus for the interest of the country. So this is what I have to say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nyang. Ibrahim Nyanti. Mita wale fe straight bala janding kana geso bla drum. Mr. Jawara ngajele ko alla nyim bundamu an independent body lati. Andung yo ko je kolya ko ka soto jele nyarata ko ka soto bar kolya ko fanan ka soto jele. What are some of the challenges me alon ko alka kolya ko taki membe dending alla do ko la.
Yeah, thank you very much, CD. Ila wo nyinin karo to. But before nka nyinin karo jabi, I think we need to clarify certain things.
Okay.
And it's, I think in the interest of everybody to really do that. One, nibe survey kela, right? And after you have done survey, maybe I would say it in Wolof. Num bon bon, nyunga de wahtanal. They are citizens of this country, right? And then they have equal rights as anybody in this country, right? To express their views on issues and how they see them. Okay? And then the second thing is, it's not like, we came up with our percentages. All right? So if you say, percentage binga hamne survey bi daf ñu ko jox, right? It's a wrong way of approaching the results of the survey. Okay? Because survey bi lu mo wone moy the opinion of those that we spoke to. All right? And then the important aspect maybe also out of that is ñun waxtanal tammi they are potential voters. Right? And because of the rigorousness of the approach that we use, right, we think they are a good representation of the potential voters. You are right to say surveys don't get things 100%. All right? And surveyors as well as researchers know that. That is not a new information. Okay? And that's why they make allowances for potential errors. Okay, and those allowances, might be enough, they might not be enough, based on the context that you are looking at, right? And I think it's important for people that are using that information to also understand that. The other thing is, society so baby, right? Lum ñëw add moy to provide data, okay, on some of the issues people have been talking about it, right? Because some of the information can be anecdotal, right? But if you have, something that is evidence-based, I think it's stronger than any anecdotal evidence, all right? And if the evidence is supporting your prior beliefs or perceptions over an issue, right? It just gives you another or an additional support in terms of where you are. Okay, so foog naa ñun ñëpp suñoo jëfandikoo opinion polls or surveys, we should just see them as information that is put on the table for us to digest. Okay, and it can be positive, it can be negative, depending on how you view it. All right, because even from negative perception, there are a lot of positives that can be made out of it. All right, and it's important for us to actually, pay attention to some of those things. All right, so those are the maybe few things that I want to say. Yes. Yeah, and then in terms of your specific questions, challenges mom do they nyaka, right? Nibe kuoku kekang bata cool kasotoje, right? Wobuka buy for sure, right? Na first bata cool from momenti walem, in terms of getting even this representative sample, right? Because Nkalafi Mena is to get the population of voters, right? Registered voters in this country. But that information is not with us, right? There is an authority or a commission that has that information, and then we find it challenging to have access to it, right? For us, that would have been the best to start with, okay? But mbuka soto, all right? We've tried in the past, and then it has not been successful. So nkata daming walem GBOS, okay? Because GBOS is the body that is mandated by law to collect information on all Gambians, all right? And we believe that they do it, in a way that is in accordance with the way it's laid out by the standards, all right? So our starting point is always their census data and their representative surveys, all right? So ndolka information or sort of alto, and then we provide it, all right? So the other thing is maybe Ninata Menna Walem, the information that we have is a lot. Okay, and not everything can be put in the 75-page report that we prepared for dissemination. There is additional information that is there, like even the intentions to vote. You can break it down by region, you can break it down by age, you can break it down by other demographics. All right, we can do that, and you will be able to see, in each of the local government areas, what is your standing in terms of the intention to vote, what is your standing in terms of the likelihood to win. All right, it's just that we have to prepare a report that we think people can engage with, all right, and not necessarily put in everything there, but the information is there. In fact, we have other things that we have asked, which are not even included in this report, but we hope we will disseminate them as time comes. So the information, it's all available, right? And we are open to sharing our information with others, right? For them to even scrutinize it, okay? Because researchers are not gods, and so on, right? I mean, what is even encouraged in terms of ethical research is to make your things available for others to scrutinize and then see whether what you are doing is even the right thing, right? So CepRass is open to scrutiny. We're open to criticism, all right? And then, we're open to also giving us feedback that will help us to improve the subsequent surveys that we want to do.
Thank you so much. MC Mungali, because we have a very limited time.
Wow, no Bollywood. Because what 1 minute I'm a problem. So Nyangla Buga experience because so by hell time bu ma nga nekkoon GDC bu ma wax that National Assembly di CepRass seen sauvé bi time bu maa ngi si parti bi position boo doon jël nii moom laa jëloon man maa génnoon sax di defend downplay sauvé bi ne lu gaa yi wax amut in GDC and so demee nga xoolaat CepRass seen report on National Assembly elections daf laa woon all the parties even Seeku Marong fii la toog ñu ne ko sa constituency bi doo fa win NP du win in Latrikunda constituency. It was an open. CepRass survey was all the political parties. UDP they will have 16 or 17 and Lulu more am. But when you see GDC, I was in GDC. I don't defend come ni downplay CepRass ne amut. So lumara way fax la de wax. So xolé wax na ne 2016 GDC amone 89,000 bolu degala. But 2020 present elections GDC was a coalition with APRC. No to Aryan. Jammeh was with GDC. Nga am GDC, nga am GAP, nga am another party before they endorsed the GDC. So it was not only GDC vote, that 102 something vote bobu. APRC was part of it. So even the elections, GDC win only been a constituency, fallen win, only the Phonis win. But the entire country winungo. All our constituencies have been konyak. So you know that vote bobu, in for APRC not to Alliance. But they play a very big role like I play in Lolo. But survey bi daf la won ne survey bi lu mu wonon ci National Assembly so ñu even local government election ci bala ñu dem few naka weeks before election ci la gaay predict ne Banjul KMC even West Coast waxon nañ ne amna area bu gaay identify UDP ne il faut gaay defa more on job da su ko def fofu gaay mu na teju even yanko ba da mu ñewi sax mu ngoron leral fofu ne survey bi daf leen dimbali fu day am pour dem def more job pour gis ne fofu gaay win len ko tej ni nga bobu and so daf leen won ne area bi is a problem to naka UDP man I don't think you are me fatal lulu wow but after ça no yanko ba den am pour dem wogon fofu all their time pour gis ne win na that constituency bobu so bi nekul nga xamne ñun ñep dañ ko wara study ñun right now ñun as a UMC dañ jël den request all the constituencies all the naka district yep ñu ko amé den tok den am retreat ñu tok ñu ñep ñu go over ko region by region ñu xol URR naka la fa MPP amé because you MPP they are more on URR la gëna lead sax so xolé so bi URR la MPP gëna lead and CRR some the area yoyu nga xol MPP nga xol so ñëwé Banjul KMC West Coast yep MPP mu fa struggle so yep dañ ko re xol mu ngi fa sauver mu ngi ci biir sauver bi da nga xol all the regions mu ngi fa so as il faut ñu xolaat affaire bi nekku ne comme dañ ko xol pour downplay any political party bo lu nga xamné la sax li comme diko Bojang waxé la li time mu ñëw sax ni organiser agun November la time ni pérégun sax pour élection ya sauver di nga am doole moy bu ñëwaat June bu ñëwaat July bu ñëwaat October xam September fu la bu last one bi sax mo gëna am solo dan bu gëna am doole waray na fu mu nekk November ku nekk organiser agun ñi ku nekk nga regroupe sa bopa so lolu nekkul nga xamné sax dafa wara jar ñu focus more on it but lu gay wax moy is about the ground bi mo gëna am solo ci politique.
Thank you Mr. Damfa wato men tuta jamansia ni be fem fayla jitro
mbe mi fayla doro wala ko bojanna kuma do ya fa mbo ba mandela bak yalo ni be baro against la kufula la be bu nsala min kufula pet ay wala fa jang imeta gele fana fu ngasi fu kala malam la fa kala minister la fa kala do gen I want to be ambassador I want to be president yes I that's fine oh for jan wo ko ka die back because it's really a genuine reason because mo la fa kayrol fonde franja wala ka fako nta batata ge man fen soto ge so mba kelala o nay personal vendetta anyine ken personally I'll fight him ni mo fole baro kelekan mi alon ko ni wala ya fo maybe you say la ko mo la may that's personal but any other thing ya fo is debatable because Ndola is the country me along is the safest country in the ECOWAS first number 1 Gambia number 4 in 54 states in Africa today macro and micro economic indicators ibe Gambia fe bole why na inflation no banyadile single digit from double digit to single digit and in micro level market or pocket or how much are you buying bag of rice today? How much are you buying bag of rice today? Is it in the decline or is going up? So meaning the inflation going down is reflecting on the purchasing power, on the market value. So I mean that you're really we are working, we listen keenly about price. It's people-centric government. That's one thing I like in MPP government, state government. Right. People-centric. They listen to Ibrahim Anyang, they listen to Bojang, they listen to Mane, MC Jam, all their criticism is put on the table and say, what can we do? What can we do to pacify this situation? This is what we are.
Because, doctor, ngamrali alla sovi fanan kon aldia muta economy la ko wala molia economy passive nyami ala percentage is over 50 abajelle
58 yeah I mean governance nga ku jamale jubeje from the economy to institutional reform to satisfaction with public service and so on
so economy be jelle
so nanata economy la karola yuri karo e me yitande wala molmen siata right? Like Kemo Kono over 60%, saying that, they are not happy with the way the economy is.
Ngamara where the answer. Thank you. Father Sonna, Banko ka mimbija mol sonta minna, woto itulka for microeconomy policy, jumalle funka sika for kumi Gambia economy be betiarin. Because nin bota grassroots level, mol milkata marshel. Mol mini alon ko be jula faro kono business o kono wolle ni percentage di ñol yalon bi be datal fo kanjam baat mi mu CepRass la result so saying atebe micro le kamana kan tolbe data mi fo kanjam bi banko dingol ye banne ko mi na jula farol ning na banko fanko amantara takuka
All right, thank
But
you.
we'll see.
Absolutely. Not what I meant for. That is just a side argument. But the reality is, I meant for what the IMF and whatever multilateral organizations say meant for would be secondary to what Gambians say. That's the truth. Whether it's practical, academia, qualitative, quantitative research, that is the truth. Yes, you can say all these things, no problem. At the end of the day, Gambian will fall, they'll be living in Gambia. Wale money for. So welcome for them, cold certainly. Yes, there is decline. Let's agree. There is decline in the rising price and so on when it comes to rice, for example, and so on. We agree. But as politicians, we don't see it that way. What we want to see is what policies, what mechanisms, what methodologies, what techniques are used to bring this price down. Are they sustainable? Is it sustainable? Yes.
I can come back.
Would this continue on the downward trend going into the future? You cannot determine world market prices in the Gambia at State House. What you can determine likely is what you produce yourself. What are you doing towards that? Because you man remember for now majority be bonande. What policies government have been doing for almost 10 years can make so until we have our first batch of tons of rice, which we can determine ourselves. So until as politicians, that's how where we are looking at, at. So to tell Ezako, yes, that argument is true. Everybody wants to chop small because it's public. That's the truth now. Yes, now. Absolutely.
ok jërëjëf lu ma wax rek mooy xam naa ne dama leeralal MC dara because buñ ibee topic bi daf ne musta downplay Sauvé so moom kenna mu ne was it last parliamentary election moo génnoon di downplay Sauvé yi CepRass bi so loolu du benn wax waaye lu ma wax mooy if that is available teg naa ne moom mun na ma ko seen
non naa la ko see
Sauvé bu nga xam ne wane ne non xaaral rek Sauvé buy wane ne ñoom seen Sauvé bi CepRass ne dafa wane ne GDC dañ ko pool si dafa waxoon ne 0 MP la mu am muy benn te Yankuma Dabo mu wax fii laa toog déglu ko Kër Fatou moom si boobam sax mu ngi doon wax Sauvé bi lu mu prix di goon in the last lifin naka la tura Brikama Area Council Chairman election ak at the end of the day even though moo win waaye prediction bi was dafa doon war a nekk a very tight contest election but gisewuñ du demee noonu so lu ma wax mooy nekkuñ ne wat comme lu saay wax nekkul ne dama ne ñoom luñ jox di GDC waaye turu ñoom laa nekk di wax because ñoom ñoo present results so ba pare si biir waxam wane na ne it is very bulk ñoom mënuñoo def all the breaking down even to the like the regional or administrative areas pour ñu def loolu te dama góob ne soo gisee lu tax may emphasize si loolu su nekkee ne parti bu nekk bëgg ngaa liggéey on your strength and your weakness obviously you need that waaye ñu bari ñu ngi doon wax rek for the sake of ne dañoo wax on ça ne daf ñoo dimbale waaye lu laa dimbale nga xam fu mu laa dimbale ak fu mu laa doolelee so man lii laa góom so nekkuñ di ko downplay on ça but lu ñoo wax mooy it's not representing the interest of it's not representing the reality of the party.
Thank you.
And we have all right. And now against 2026 we will see it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Nyanti. Mbe menkela tong, wale mpuka na luntambula ay sarota, Mr. Jawara. Is it sarota right now?
Yeah, baraka bake, kontanta bake puruka tarajambi, kanyum platform o share nalbe, and also kayitandi, aning nimole kasha regarding na survey ngamen fontini last week. So ning ala sonta, this will not be our last survey. We're expecting to do 2 others. All right. And Dolka survey came in now to provide evidence. It would support the democratic process. So that nimbe debate scalar and so on, at least we have some data, right, to support our arguments. Right? So that is the purpose me along ko nka survey ke all. Yeah, and be mol hakadani la ninga fempo jam me along ko amambetea is along ko but setane la bala na beteyata min beteyata kono ya jube na se nafano ye mo nafano.
Thank you so much. Walemu Dr. Amidou Jawara akamunta afanambe research timo korole CepRass yirkar bunda mi alonko ye yirkaroke lokun tambilala inata result sol findindi membe de banku dingol la lodulala carte fawo mi alonko wole nyantanala bi ngatere soto Grand Bantaba programme to jang la moy labe dawda Gambia fo Gambia bantala anin jubier la drum be tentula bake be jayla kalkalam dandiko mena bayo kara wolemu kan fati creation ti be dame wolemu wulin kama gara soti albe command la telephone to 5234379 waranto 2271916 wolemu ala telephone number ti bunda fulol men yalonko e blodu ni programme ko ka sembentu yandi ka fasa wolemu APS anin care finder ti mba fule ya baraka bake ke blodu ni programme ko ka sembentu ya nim fura jan drong mbe sarota la mba fula jube la ya baraka baba ke yela wato benta kanyi programme jube ala baraka bake alama suto to diala wasalam.
Welcome to Care Madam Sanya, Borum, Sweden. This is another Care Finder masterpiece. Let me take you through it. The first thing that really blew my mind about this house is the crafted seating area just around the car garage. Amazing. And the door is soundproof and transparent. Man, I can't wait to see the rest of it. And now we inside. Look at the living room and how spacious it is. Care Finder, y'all always outdoing yourself. And we now at the kitchen area, and you can see me doing my flexibilities and the drawers are so spacious, and then they have a gas cooker. What else to see? Let's go. Now we in the guest room. Look at how big this guest room is. Super big and nicely decorated. And they have a guest bathroom as well. Man, I can't wait to see the master bedroom. Okay, here we go. We in the master bedroom. Look at how big and spacious this is. And look at how big and spacious the master bathroom is as well. Care Finder, man, you guys are always doing it right. And now let me take you outside a little bit. Let me check my swagger up in this. You can tell I'm killing it on the runway. So now let me take you at the back. They have a swimming pool. My God, look at how spacious this swimming pool is. I can't wait to really jump inside, to be honest. And they have a Bantaba sitting area as well, so you can just chill and have a good time with family and friends. And then they have swings for children or couples. This is the right spot, trust me. And this house is just next to Care Madam Seka. Up your sleeves for our next gated community. What is this gated community gonna look like? Because Care Finder, they always coming up with this special, amazing stuff that we don't even think about. So I really cannot wait for it. So in case you're interested, you can just call 4172215 for more information. And disclaimer, this property is not for sale, has an owner and not open for viewing. Care Finder is here for you.
Nyatimbo ntemu APS leti. Ndemu APS leti. APS Gambia lemu APS ti. Katun APS is 100% Gambian.
Bari nyatimbo ete kufuri mbala kentala di. Ke nyatimbo ntari taba futu wala. At least ya fonte ko APS min kullo balbiji. Imo fon fonya fon ka fonyo ko ibina do ibodo ko APS jam fane mo fana fonya nyatimbo. Yo min fo yenda sija. Ndanga moyo ko APS wallet isa kodo kinu min tata fa wuli muan ime charge fenna wala nta sindija
ako ngatimbo ngoy ko kabo transito kata wala fa wuli muan ite fenne dola womu zero file bitun kabo wo 20,000 la ka sele sal eke tamuna eke charge mun fa abuka fensi 1% da malam mati
wata yara gabe no be nyanta wala kana APS wala tele mo baylo ko ka kodo ki ibadi ngol
ya jele ni APS kabrin nan credit ko to bari min kum mayata be wala fa mo kas pawat din suto be during suto be dibining abe tema biti kol sonda ila APS mobile lo sika ni ya sika to ya safe da men ko fen ko atondi nawek ha ni oto je nyamen don tachi ama ni ama don abanta ila kas power isa hawasima ajibe free joriti je
otam baden gameno albesito ulle fisiyata alna leta APS wallet yela la mobile ko APS wallet nyaata doro barin kodo nim fata do suko kon to
ni be fono le mol nyaala jam nim fata do suko kon ba fole
basiti jembita ndo register jede kadu sa APS 100% namum
APS 100%
APS
Gambia 100%.
Looking for the perfect home away from home in the Gambia? Welcome to BC's Residence, your ideal short-stay apartment in the heart of Bundung. Whether you're visiting for business, pleasure, or an extended stay, BC's Residence offers you the comfort, convenience, and privacy you deserve. Enjoy spacious, well-appointed accommodations in a peaceful neighborhood just behind Nusrat High School. Our residence combines modern amenities with authentic Gambian hospitality, ensuring your stay is both comfortable and memorable. At BC's Residence, you are not just booking a room, you're finding your perfect base to explore all that the Gambia has to offer. Ready to book your stay? Contact us today. +220-941414. BC's Residence at gmail.com. BC's Residence, Bundung, behind Nusrat High School. Your comfort is our priority.
Igana